The emotional trauma cycle of a high school student. Phase 1, disbelief.
Well, that was weird. Thank God we never have to go back to that freak show.
We're required by law to show up for the next 4 years.
What?
Phase 2, denial.
No way.
Wait. Phase 3, bargaining.
Mom, if you don't make me go back to that place, I'll clean the garage every month for the rest of my life.
We have a garage?
Phase 4, anger.
What are you doing with that microphone? Why are you hounding me? Stop!
Phase 5, acceptance.
I've been accepted to cheat codes. I'm out of here.
Thank you very much. La 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 la. Okay, it's October 11th, 2017. Welcome to episode 153 of the Cheat Codes Podcast. Oh, good. Thanks for tuning in. We're happy you're here. The next hour is us drinking a few beers and going over our favorite topics from the past week in video game tech and pop culture news. We're coming to you from the sleepy, gentrified suburb of Lawndale, attempting to navigate the complex social structures of high school, dodge the fashion club, and be an introvert in an extrovert's world. I wish I'd stayed home where it's nice and quiet and nothing ever happens, but here we are. My name is Alexandra Daria Morgendorfer Lucas. I'm your reluctant host, and I'm here with Lawndale High's finest. You got Cheat Codes producer and editor, Mr. Joe Trent Lane Arroyo.
Oh, is Trent the cool kid?
Yes.
Sweet. Hi.
Yeah. Cheat Codes core panelist, Mr. Nick Kevin Thompson Golesh.
Hey, how's it going?
You're the football star.
Not the cool kid.
No.
I'm football star?
Yeah.
You're football cool.
Yeah. Not quite. Not like Trent Reznor cool. So who's totally... Okay, anyway, onward. We're psyched to have influencer relations manager at Riot Games, Becky Jane Lane Taylor, on the show with us this week. Hello.
Hi.
And so on this episode, because everything is terrible in this sick-sad world, we'll try to choke down our existential dread as we sort out the following. First, loot boxes are getting out of control, and Star Wars Battlefront 2's loot boxes seem like they're going to be a pretty serious problem. Next, NRG Esports announced its official Overwatch team while boasting about its diversity, yet there are no women on the team. And Telltale Games' new Batman installment accidentally used imagery from a recent and very real murder scene. Oops. And, yeah. Ugh. So for the lightning round...
More of those sound.
I'll just keep... I can't turn it off. Fine, okay.
I gotta watch the Goofy movie now.
Can we? Okay. Yeah. So then comes the lightning round, and we shine the harsh light of reality on these quick topics. First, the internet, and therefore the world, freaked out about the McDonald's Rick and Morty Szechuan sauce shortage. It's just sauce, y'all. And there's a new scripting language that's designed to read like erotica. Finally. So, yeah, thanks for coming on the show, Becky.
Yeah, thanks for being here.
Thank you.
No problem.
Can you tell us a bit about what you're up to?
So I literally just started at Riot like 4 weeks ago, not even. So like I literally, like, everybody's like, how's Riot? What's Riot doing? I'm like, I literally can't even answer you because I'm still figuring everything out.
The paperwork's been great. And...
yeah, I'm like, I don't know. I got a hat. Like,
congrats.
It's awesome. The past few years I had kind of my own consulting business doing marketing and biz dev and video games and stuff, working at Tencent and everything like that. So it was a lot of fun. And then now I've kind of found a home at Riot.
Sweet. Awesome.
That's great to hear. Oh my gosh.
How's the hat?
The hat is awesome. It's a Temo hat. Or
nice.
Hat, rather. It's really soft. It's the little green hat that you see a lot of people wearing at conventions and stuff about around Riot Games stuff.
That's cool.
Awesome.
Well, we're definitely looking forward to hearing your perspective on there's like a big esports topic a little later, right? So
I am so excited to talk about that one.
Brilliant. And your Twitter is OMG Laser Kittens. Right, so if folks want to check you out, perfect.
Yep. And laser is spelled with a Z because it should be spelled with a Z.
I thought laser was spelled with a Z.
It's not, but it should be.
Open up a dictionary, it's spelled with an S, which is a horrible, horrible thing. It should be spelled with a Z.
Laser.
Laser.
Yeah, I love English. Is such a great language, isn't it?
No.
No. Great. All right. So really quickly, we'll talk about what we're drinking on this fine episode. Whether you're showing up to band practice 5 hours late, Trent, or hoping you don't wake up at 40 with the bitter realization that you've wasted your life on a job you hate because you were forced to decide on a career in your teens, you'll probably, yikes, Daria, you'll probably want something strong to keep things together. This week, we're drinking Huggy Bear Dark Sour. There you go. Dark Sour from Sockeye Brewing. Okay.
It's supposed to make you feel better.
It is. And it tastes like it, actually. It's actually really good.
I like it.
Yeah. So I've been busy procrastinating all day, so let's get to it.
Number 1.
All right. Loot box controversies are taking the gaming world by storm right now. See Forza 7 and Middle-earth Shadow of War. But while past loot boxes have often been limited to just cosmetic upgrades, cool-looking armor, and so on, Star Wars Battlefront 2's loot boxes are all about the power. So power upgrades, that is. Paul Tassi at Forbes reports that Battlefront 2's star card system gives players flat damage upgrades, reduces damage taken, decreases cooldowns, gives modifiers to skills. Oh my god, provides new weapons and more. They throw a cosmetic item or two in there, but looking unique is clearly not what it's about. Yes, you can buy loot crates with in-game currency, but we're humans and can't have nice things, so it's just a matter of time before that's exploited as well. Also, people can't buy if they can buy all the different loot crates right off the bat, there will be a huge power imbalance immediately. So no matter how you look at it, even if you're that person who's willing to dole out serious money for the crates, pay to win just isn't a good look for most games. So from the player's perspective anyway. So what's even the point of good design and meticulously crafted player progression if a significant number of people get OP stuff right away?
That's
my
initial thoughts. I'll let someone else go first because I already know everyone's going to probably say the same thing.
No, I think so. My issue is, and I was just reading this in the article, is that apparently most of the items you have to get in those loot boxes. Mm-hmm. So it's not like they just drop in game or anything. And yes, you can use in-game currency, but how long is that going to take? Mm-hmm. To earn that in-game kind of currency to use to buy those. I mean, games like Warframe do it really well with drops and everything, and there's plenty of other games that do it well. I don't understand why they went this route.
Money.
Yeah.
That being said, pay to win is very popular in Asia, though, is what I hear. China, it's completely accepted. I mean, it's only really here and maybe European countries where pay to win is kind of frowned upon, and it's interesting because there's a different psychology behind that kind of thing. I don't know,
I personally have a giant issue with it, but it is weird to see cultures completely accept that, and I hope we're not gonna be one of them.
Yeah.
I mean, my question is, if people buy a whole bunch of these up front, they get really powerful. Does that affect other people in game who are trying to earn it through time and working and grinding? If you're playing competitions and say you lose or battles or whatever, and you lose, do you earn less? Because then that's going to screw over a whole bunch of people.
Well, you win more. You get more points for winning. And doing well, but. So, having that advantage is going to get you to it's going to snowball a little bit. I mean, it's not going to be probably dramatic with the amount that you'll be able to unlock, but you've already unlocked it all by paying for the crates, I guess. So,
I mean, it's tough because we're talking about things like damage upgrades. I mean, anything that's a legitimate gameplay advantage over another player being unlocked through something that you can do with real world currency is it's a really rough design model that puts everyone else out. That everyone's left out to dry that doesn't want to give extra money to your game because they're always going to be at a disadvantage to the whales who want to throw in money at everything they have at it. And this is a game that's already a premium title that's $60.
That's what I was just about to say. Wait, is this a free to play game? I literally was googling that right now. It's wait.
No, this is a full title, full price.
$60 and loot boxes.
Which now I'm okay with that if it was aesthetics, but...
Yeah, where did this whole, like, we're going to be a free-to-play without the free-to-play aspect thing come in?
I don't know. I mean...
it'd be nicer if, like, people could get into the game. Like, you would want it to be free-to-play so you can entice them to play it to buy your loot boxes. Otherwise, I have to pay $60 and I'm not going to go spend more money on loot boxes.
Exactly. Like, in free-to-play games I play, I usually am like, okay, I definitely played... like enough that I am willing to put in $60 to buy like some loot boxes or things like that because they got plenty of my time. Like I know I have hundreds of hours in Warframe, and I definitely spent over $100 in Warframe. But it's they gave me well enough time that I would have spent in a premium game.
Yeah, League of Legends is the same example, I think, and and that one I'm not even paying for like upgrades to my characters. I'm usually paying for skins, and I played the game. Like, it's free to play, and I played it enough. It's like, okay, I'm enjoying it well enough, and now I'll spend some money to actually customize my characters because that's something I wanted to do.
You get that feeling of, like, the after support. It's like you get that entry into the game, and you play it, and even if it's just aesthetics, and for me, I don't care as much about skins as most players do, but then I find myself buying them because I ask myself that question, like, have I been enjoying this game so far? And yes... if yes is the answer, then I should probably give them some money, and I feel compelled to want to support the people who are behind the project. And so I'll drop what I would normally drop on maybe a premium title over the course of it to get some skins that maybe I didn't really care about, but I want to give them my money, as opposed to feeling like a company is actively trying to separate me from my money, which sucks.
Yeah.
This reminds me very much of the Fortnite model, which I don't know if anybody's played that game, but they had like they're fucking just loot pinatas. It's fucking a gambling machine, and it's ridiculous. The way they do the upgrade thing is similar. Like you get a version of the item, but you can always get a better version of the item through random chance or through loot boxes. Like I think they're basically cards you're unlocking in Star Wars.
Yeah, and the star cards were from the first.
And I can get a level 1 blaster, but if I get level 2, it's just better like than that, and you're more likely to get those higher level ones in loot boxes, and it feels like I really hated it in Fortnite, and they're just copying that with this also. It's just like, I don't know.
Is this a beta cash grab? Maybe they'll take it out.
Oh hell no!
I don't know. Maybe they'll change it so it's like cosmetics, but I doubt they'll take it out.
Yeah. What type of cosmetics do they have? Like, have people been seeing the
victory
cosmetics
poses
for this?
Is the thing that's shown up the most.
Okay. I haven't seen much of what's in the content of the boxes. I only know like one person who played the beta so far.
Few and far between are the aesthetic parts, but I don't know. It's
like, do they not care about community trust at all? That's like, I'm trying to think of what the private exec boardroom meeting is.
This is EA. Okay, yeah, this is EA, and what I don't get is like, do they not understand they need to earn our trust again? Because the last Star Wars game was absolute shit. Like Star Wars Battlefront 1, not the originals from like the 2000s, but the ones from the 10s.
Pretty bad.
They were really rough. There was not a lot of gameplay there. It was just a shooting gallery.
It was sad,
and you couldn't even play with your friends.
I wanted to like it so much, and honestly, it was the party system that really like ruined my experience with it. Like trying to get together with a couple friends and just play the damn game, and having it constantly drop you out and not be able to find your friends.
And then when you're in the same group, you can't change your squad to join their squad or something. You have to like join together, and then one would get kicked, and then that
was when I stopped.
And then
playing.
They can't rejoin on you or something. It just felt really incomplete, and there was so much complaining about the game, and I guess complaining that is kind of validated, but they need to earn our trust back, and EA just doesn't give a shit. They just want our money, it feels like, with this.
Are they going to get it?
I think a lot of people are going to buy this. I know people at work that
I mean, people do. A lot of people don't care in the end, and they will absolutely pay.
Right.
I think so. I mean, you put Star Wars on it. It looks great. Like, it's one of the best looking games out.
It's
probably.
Beautiful. Yeah, no doubt about that. Like, and there's clearly a passionate team that's behind it, and you just have to wonder how much is being driven by like publisher versus game team, and whether or not the people who are working on it actually are happy with some of the choices that they might be forced to make. And that's always kind of a tough situation. I don't know. Maybe EA thinks like you can scream at me all you want as long as you're still like sort of fanning money while you yell at me.
I don't know. Like why? I feel like Overwatch is a decent example of how loot boxes are done. I mean, it's obviously just cosmetics, but why aren't more people just trying to mimic that with its like tremendous success in a way? Like, I mean, maybe you can't just throw the Overwatch model onto these other kind of games because they have different gameplay mechanics. But I don't know. Like, why do they want so much of my money? Like, it's ridiculous. Is anybody here going to buy this game? Probably, or anybody have?
No.
I have I will wait until it comes out and get some reviews, and if some of my friends are playing it, maybe I'll get it. But I was so let down by the last one.
This is kind of a heartbreaking article for me, or not article, but just the situation of the beta as a whole, because I was looking forward to this a lot. I'd looked forward to the first one and was disappointed. Looked forward to this one to see if maybe they listened to their community, and then to have this happen, I don't think I can buy it like in my right mind.
That's what I mean. Are they not like assessing that risk? Like that's just what's really bugging me. Are they really sitting there and being like, well, fuck you, you'll buy it? Like, is that
well, yeah, we're back to the South Park thing, right?
Yes.
Like, yeah, Rob Schneider is a stapler.
Is this even their fault? Like, in the past week, I've seen so many articles on not necessarily just Star Wars, but does the industry have a loot crate problem? Like, do we have an issue where every game we're expecting to pay money for loot crates to get stuff to have access to more gameplay?
Well, it's interesting. There was an article today, which I'm pulling up right now, about the ESRB says that it doesn't see loot boxes as gambling, which is really interesting when you have games like CSGO. Which sure that isn't a full loot. Well, I mean, it kind of is. It's still a loot system, surprise loot system. And but yeah, the ESRB said that they don't think it's gambling.
Except that, I mean,
that's a weird one.
Every single thing about it is developed from the psychology of gambling.
Yeah,
That's wild.
Where's their exact words?
That's
they said that they do not believe that loot boxes are designed in the same predatory fashion as slot machines or crabs tables.
Absolutely are.
Yeah.
Have you seen them? They're like mimicking them even. Like their graphic is like slot machines.
Yeah,
I've seen
it's like, what's it gonna be?
I mean, they go on to say, well, there's an element of chance in these mechanics. The player is always guaranteed to receive in-game content.
Like,
okay, so that's the only separation between the two.
You at least win something.
You at least win something, so it's not gambling. Huh.
God, that's rough.
That's bizarre.
Because that is a stark difference between the two, for sure. Like, you can pull a lever on a slot machine and your money goes bye-bye, and you keep doing it and hope you get the win. And in this, they're claiming that because you get something at all, that makes it okay. They're not weighing the value of the things that you get. There's some things that literally are worth nothing to some people.
Well, you get duplicates all the time in Overwatch, I know, but it gets turned into something else.
Some kind of currency.
Well, that like weirdly suggests that the people evaluating this don't play games, which also scares me. That the people like defining it don't understand how loot crates work.
Right. Because in gambling, you put money in because the goal is to get more money. But ultimately, gambling is giving money for the thing that you really want. And in a loot box system, you're giving them money to get hoping that you get the thing you really want. So if you get the thing you don't want, to you personally, that's you losing the slot pull. So you do
gamble
it
again. What does gambling strictly mean? Like,
I don't even know what gambling means anymore.
I feel it's like like you said, taking a chance to get the thing you want in a way.
Yeah.
I mean, soon we're going to be seeing, like, in McDonald's, there'll be not slot machines that are just where you put in money and you will at least get a chicken nugget out.
And maybe some Szechuan sauce.
Yeah, maybe that will be the whole gambling aspect.
It reminds me of Diablo 2. There was a vendor in, like, the first town, or probably every town, where you could just give him a bunch of your money and you would pick a random item. And I'm pretty sure he advertised it as, hey, you can gamble for this kind of thing. You would get an item regardless, but it may not have the stats that you want or something. Like, it's still gambling.
So the definition, I hate to do the Webster's dictionary defines, but I really needed to. And Now, the first definition is play games of chance for money. That's a little tough. But the second one is a lot more on point, which is take risky action in the hope of a desired result, which to me is exactly the loot box system, but that's fine.
Well, I would bet by definition of law or something that gambling is money for money or something. Gambling money for money or something.
Maybe, yeah. Like ESRB was like, well, it was the second definition. So
that wasn't included in the clause or something.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see what happens and see how far this spirals out of control. Probably far.
The point is, don't pre-order the game. wait until it comes out and then buy it if you want
cheat codes recommendation. All right. We're going to move on.
Cool. Number 2.
All right. Overwatch boasts a female fan base twice the size of other first-person shooters and an enormous queer fan base, which is definitely significant and something to celebrate. However, Tim Mulcairn of Mike reports that NRG Esports, a company that owns a bunch of teams that participate in pro gaming competitions, bragged about the diversity of its San Francisco-based Overwatch team, but all 8 members are men. So even though San Francisco, I believe in the article it said it's 49% women. Mm-hmm. Okay. So
most cities are
represented. Yeah. I mean, yes, but also lol, not represented. Okay. Yes. Thank you. Okay. And a rep for... Really?
I
love where this is going.
I'm just kidding. Okay. A rep for NRG flat out admitted that they did not invite women to try out during their recruitment efforts. Like, what? First, horrible. And second, you got to get someone else as your, like, mouthpiece person. So anyway, all right, this oversight.
I get it.
Thank you. Nice. Thank you. Becomes even more problematic when you take into account the fact that the new Overwatch League is promising $50,000 minimum salaries and benefits for players. So this lack of inclusivity continues to feed the machine that keeps women out of the professional gaming space by reducing access to financial stability and major career opportunities. There's one lone all-women's team, M8 Tempest. However, many women, like Maria Remy Crevelling, who became the first female player to appear in the League of Legends Championship Series, still avoid or quickly withdraw from the professional gaming space due to, quote, near constant deluge of abuse and harassment, end quote, online. So, I mean, this isn't new, but I'm fucking tired of it. Becky, you have thoughts?
The internet can't see how hard I'm rolling my eyes right now. This whole thing. Like, I totally understand Remy's comment about, like, the barrage of abuse and stuff. Like, I can bear, like, I remember streaming with, like, full t-shirts, like, up to my neck and still having people being like, show me your tits. And if you do that, then you're prude, though, if you are wearing a t-shirt. But if you're wearing a tank top, then you're slutty. Like, there's no winning.
Oh, yeah. Can't win.
But in regards to the team thing, it's like, I don't understand why we can't have mixed gendered teams when it comes to esports. Like, I don't understand that. Like, why... I mean, I've definitely kicked ass in, like, competitive tournaments before with male teammates, and, like, I don't understand. There's no physical limitation here.
I think it's definitely what you described before that. It's usually the harassment that usually pushes women out, which is unfortunate.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Then this reminds me of, I mean, this is a tough article to, you know, to talk about, because we deal with this before on the show when we were discussing, like, the low percentage of women in the tech industry, and then the problem of, like, certain Silicon Valley bros, like, claiming that women shouldn't be because they can't contribute as much, or because they leave the field too fast, so they shouldn't be here, which is insane, because what they're failing to look at is maybe the reason why they leave is because you're a fucking asshole. Like, it's
exactly.
It's like that's not a good reason to discourage people from entering any industry where they leave often. You're supposed to look at the reasons why they're leaving and fix those.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And this is a similar thing, I think, in esports.
Yeah, they're definitely, like, I mean, in all general aspects, yeah. Though it still kind of kills me that they didn't even invite people, because I know plenty female.
There have to be so many.
Players.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's so many women who want to get into the competitive fields, and there's plenty of, like, girls that you'll see on Twitch who are, like, amazing and will outbeat any, like, esports players, but they don't get invited to these things.
let me. I want to share a couple of the quotes here that will, further aggravate everyone. Probably.
Thanks.
Yeah. Right. This was from Andy Miller, who's the chairman of NRG, when he was talking about the diversity. There's some racist problems in this quote too. So, quote, "We wanted to have a team that was reflective of San Francisco and North America. So our team is not a full Asian team. It's not a team full of pros who have been at it since the beginning, or just guys with big personalities. It's folks, guys who are great at their job, who think they play well together as a team, that represent different ethnicities and different parts of the country, but hopefully will do San Francisco proud and be reflective of the people playing the game. Guys.
And I love that little people playing the game. It's a nice little sneaker.
Sneaker.
What was your facepalm moment?
I definitely, that whole thing was a giant facepalm.
Yeah. This reminds me too of articles I've definitely been seeing pop up a lot more often. Becky, let me know if you've been seeing them too. But where the basic topic is, okay, we're doing maybe a little bit better at recruiting efforts, but retention, hello. How about that?
I mean, that's the thing is which came first, the chicken or the egg?
Right.
Mm-hmm. And it's it's exactly like was said earlier. You need to figure out why people aren't staying. Because there's definitely plenty of women going through, STEM tech fields and wanting to become biologists or programmers or anything like that. And there is definitely I have definitely even experienced myself plenty of reasons why I should have left tech and gaming in general. I mean, I didn't, but I mean, it's absolutely crazy. It's not just this field either. It's not just tech. There's plenty. I actually used to work in law enforcement before I joined the game industry, and that's a whole other shit show when you're talking about women working in police stations. And then you also have to look at the other side of things of male nurses or male teachers often experience a lot of sexism is probably the best word for it.
Yeah.
And a bit of harassment. But I mean, it's awful around because we just have these stereotypes that we push, and it's just bad. Why can't we all be friendly?
Why can't we all just be people who have skill sets?
That's a great question. It's not really hard.
I've always focused on people's skills, and it kills me. I think one of the best quotes someone has ever said to me, and I need this framed in my office, is I was marketing director on a game, and someone commented about oh, I'm sorry, I'm sad that this is only going to be out on PS4. So I responded saying oh no, it's actually going to be out on PC, and then console. And this was again where I was marketing director, and their response to me was, "You're beautiful, but you're wrong."
What?
Those aren't connected thoughts.
Literally a journalist said this to me without knowing who I was.
That's rough.
And I was like, oh my God.
That's
it's just things
sweetie.
like that.
Yeah.
Gross.
Oh, honey.
I don't mean to interrupt you, but I'm so angry for you. I'm sorry.
Yeah. No, I mean, that was it. That was pretty much the end of my rant of why is this a thing? Though I do love that quote now. Anytime I talk to a guy now, I'm just like, you're beautiful, but you're wrong.
Yes. Episode title? Maybe.
Yeah. I love it. What? So a follow-up quote, because this one actually bothers me more than the first one. This is the other quote from Miller, which was, I don't think there was a woman player who was recommended to us. Or, and this is all in the or category here, ready? Or who contacted us, who was ranked high enough or had the gaming experience to play for the team. So if you put all those ors together, it sounds a hell of a lot like there were probably women who did contact you, but you had to throw in the not experienced enough thing to claim why you weeded out all the women who contacted you.
Oh, that's so...
Right? When you lump those two, they're not the same statement. You're like, no women contacted us or had the experience. It's like, what? Wait.
Well, yeah.
Which one was it?
Well, I think when you add on the whole, hey, we didn't try to contact anybody else also, that's kind of where it tips it over for me, I think.
Mm-hmm. What do you mean?
Regardless of the statement, there may have been people contacting them, but they weren't proactive.
They didn't make any effort.
They didn't do it themselves.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah, it's obvious that they didn't ask for recommendation. Like, they're like, oh, none were recommended to us. I'm like, did you ask? Because I'm pretty sure you didn't ask. I'm pretty sure if you just asked Twitter, you would have gotten a giant list.
Seriously.
Just an open tweet.
Yeah, just an open tweet like, who's your favorite female pro gamer?
Yep.
And they probably would have gotten hundreds.
Yeah.
Yup.
I mean, you can picture that board meeting moment, right? Where they're all sitting around and they're like, okay, our goal is diversity. How do we go about finding people who fit the following criteria? Like, clearly they left out women altogether. If that was their goal, they would have been, like Nick said, proactively seeking it out.
Plus, if like all men wwere in the room, right? They're like, this looks diverse to me. Yes.
Well, it's not an Asian team.
Oh, God.
Why would you even say that?
Well, so I know you just started a Riot, so you're still like getting in and everything. But do you know of like pipelines that are set up elsewhere to like encourage women to get into the pro gaming space?
I wish I had an easy answer. I mean, like, quick answer is no. However, there are fleeting things. So there is things like Red Bull had a woman in games thing. I don't even know what to call it. They have it at their booths now. They have pictures of women who work in the game industry, such as myself, or who are Twitch streamers, stuff like that.
Oh, cool.
That they feel are awesome female gamers. So, like, yay for that. AMD also does a very large push towards trying to get females to learn how to build PCs. So frequently I work with AMD on teaching, like at TwitchCon, for example, we always have a panel that's, here's how to build your first gaming, streaming PC. And it's a full woman's panel, like it's all women on the panel. And our main goal is teach everybody. However, we want to make sure women know, like, it's really not that intimidating. Like, ignore the trolls online. You can also build a computer, and you can also be like a hardcore PC gamer. And so there are small things like that. I think the game industry as a whole is really starting to realize that this is an issue. Yeah. So they're actively questioning things such as like this esports team, and asking questions of like, how is this a thing? Why is this a thing? And I've noticed over the past couple of years at events, particularly when it comes to like panels and things like that, people are actively trying to get a diverse picture. And it's not just like one thing I want to make clear is that the reason for diversity isn't just like, oh, we need an Asian and we need a female and we need like, someone from Brazil and someone from Turkey, something like that. The aspect is that when you're talking about experiences, when you have a diverse like panel, you get all these different aspects and stories and different backgrounds that really create something positive. And so it's really important when it comes to other things, at least, to be diverse. When it comes to gaming, like in esports, there's absolutely no reason why you can't have female and male. Like, there's absolutely no excuse. Like, you should just aim for who has the best, like, talent, who can get the most headshots. Like, I don't get how this is a problem.
Right. It's not coming down to, like, muscle mass, like, possible muscle mass in a body. Like, mostly,
it's
usually.
Like, you're not going to have to carry someone over your shoulder.
Right.
Like, I don't...
I want to see that solid social experiment, right, where some HR department or whatever like completely takes out like all names from applicants to a company or something, and you literally base all of your decisions off of like purely their skill sets, so that it has nothing to do with gender or race or anything, because just hire the people who are qualified for the job.
Take name and sex off, and you're done.
What was the? It was going around quite a bit about the male worker at a company who was being told that one of his colleagues, who was a female, was underperforming. So he started. He used her email account for a week.
Yeah, they switched emails.
Yeah, and he got completely like just reamed by every customer. Like he could never close any deals. Like they constantly wanted to just
talk to manager.
Just insults left and right. Like no one ever felt like. She knew what she was talking about, and
God, yeah.
And he said it was like the most demoralizing experience.
It's our daily.
So
I wish
my life.
It sounds like we should go. It sounds like we should go through a phase where everybody has to switch their gender name or something. Like, so I would be Nikki.
Oh, yeah.
And
Nikki's good.
Nikki.
yeah, so like we all just have to like spend a year in the shoes of our alternate gender name and no FaceTime or something, but you would try to contact or get things done that
Am
way.
I Josephine, I guess? I mean, that's not even...
Alexander, done. No, yeah, we just need a year-long Freaky Friday situation for everybody. And then we'll all stop being trash, hopefully.
I don't think. I hope. I don't believe that people can learn from empathy, though.
Well,
I don't
it's
know
not that
anymore.
people can't learn from empathy. It's that people can't learn how to be empathetic.
Yeah.
That's sort of the problem. It's like, how long do we have to live by an expression of walk a mile in someone's shoes as if people don't know it, but no one wants to do it?
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing, is acknowledging that this is an issue is what is going to help.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Calling it out. Exactly.
Yep.
Well, here's hoping there can be some more like permanent incubators popping up to help encourage women to get in there, and also more discussion of, the sorts of benefits that are often specific to women that can help keep them in the respective industries. So, all right.
Go ahead. Can we all agree though that like the women who actually do stick it out in STEM and especially the game industry are probably like 9 times out of 10 much stronger than any guy who's in the industry?
Oh yeah, I'm going to go ahead and agree with that.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Hire those people. They're probably better.
They're probably better than most of your male applicants. That's like
better than
inverse
you.
sexism. But,
I don't know.
Well, because we have to be twice as good to be equal, right? That's the whole thing. To be viewed as equal by certain people, trash people.
And don't you forget it.
God damn it, Nick. Can we just...
Sorry.
Sometimes you got to find a joke in there somewhere.
It is
a bad
Daria
joke.
week, so we gotta... But all right, onward we go.
Number 3.
Okay. Every so often, something slips into a game that just really needed to be caught by anyone. Alex McLevy of the AV Club reports that the image of an actual murdered Russian ambassador appeared in the second installment of Telltale Games' Batman: The Enemy Within, which dropped this past week. The game unfortunately repurposed some of the famous images from the 2016 assassination, which took place in an art gallery. You might remember it. And honestly, they're pretty haunting and hard to forget. And they turned the victim, Andrei Karlov's body, into a dead security guard following a break-in at Gotham Brokerage. If you see the images side by side, you'll definitely see it. I don't know that I would have known from the initial look, but players did make the connection, and they were not shy about announcing it on social media. And in response, Telltale stated that they, quote, regret this incident occurred, end quote, and are, of course, removing the images immediately. That's really swift work. Very good to see that. But I do wonder what kind of mechanisms we can put in place to catch things like this in the future. Because as creators, we can't be expected to not look to real life for inspiration. But when you see the images side by side, they're really close. So how could we have prevented this is my opening question.
So I literally, when I glanced at this for the first time, I seriously thought they Photoshopped just like cropped out the photo and put it in their game.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Which makes me question, because it just looks like it's slightly stretched out, which just makes me like question, like, was it on purpose? But not in the sense that they knew what that photo was from. Like, did they just Google like man in suit on floor and like take and crop out a picture and put it in and not realize the background of it? Like, that's my question. Because, I mean, yeah, mistakes happen where, like, sometimes things slip through, but this just seems like a very, like, I don't want to call it deliberate, but it seems like this could have been stopped.
I think it could have been stopped as well, but I do believe that, like, from one day to the next, if it's your, like, you pull up your Asana task list and it's like, we need a dead guard for this thing, and you're just one employee at the company. Now that one employee makes that mistake of Googling, dead man on the floor and getting back this this free license image and then cutting it out. And I feel like the moment, if they already cut it out and put it in the game, like you said, I feel like I wouldn't have noticed it either until I saw them side by side. Mm-hmm. So to me, it almost seems more like a slip through the cracks of like one employee's like big mistake that other people didn't quite notice either, because they're like, oh, there's a guy on the floor. Like, good job for checking off your task today.
So that screams like, hey, maybe too many tasks on your plate, or maybe there need to be some more checks and balances going on there.
I don't know. I mean, how do you do you funnel every little piece of content that makes it into the game? I mean, we all know,
can't.
Right? Mm-hmm. We all know that most 90% of game development is throwing in placeholder stuff until we get that other thing in there, and then realizing that most of it stayed there.
Yeah.
Maybe it was a quick. Maybe that's exactly what happened. I don't know.
A quick mistake that didn't get a second pass, and nobody even realized it.
I'm totally fine with them still, just because of how quickly they acted on this. Mm-hmm. They apologized immediately. We're like, we're going to take it out. And that makes me happy. That makes it seem like, oh shit, we know we screwed up and we need to fix this and we're sorry. Mm-hmm. If they, took days to respond and then was like, oh, it's totally not the same thing, then I might question.
Yeah, I mean, they really do seem aware and on top of, sensitive to things like this over there. So it does seem just sort of random occurrence.
I mean, it's a pretty shitty mistake. It's not good. But
they acted really quickly, faster than I feel like I've seen a lot of studios.
Accidents happen and they took responsibility.
Yeah,
and that's what happened. Yeah, no, they didn't push back. They didn't fall silent. I mean, everything you would expect from a mistake getting solved by a company, they did. So
they Batmaned it. They solved it. The way you said that, I was like, solve a crime. It's like, okay.
So what if this had been intentional in that it was someone got assassinated and they pulled the imagery to mirror the imagery? What if it was an artistic choice? Is this past the line though, because it's a real person? And recent. It's recent. That's
Are you saying if they emulated the incident? If it wasn't a security guard, it was actually the ambassador of whatever getting assassinated in Gotham City?
If it was very much we are recreating this tableau as a commentary.
If it was closer to the events that occurred there, then I would certainly feel like it was deliberate and would struggle
Would you be better, more okay with it then?
No, I don't know. Absolutely not. No. It would be worse. In my opinion, it would be much worse. Because that meant that somebody looked for that specifically for...
Yeah. I get if someone was trying to be, educational and stuff. If this was an educational game, but still, you should probably use fake everything. I mean, there's a reason TV shows are this is not a depiction of a real life event or character, even though it absolutely 100% is.
Yeah.
But I mean, if video games can be art, doesn't art often depict death and decay?
Yeah, I mean, and they do, just not the real person.
Right. No, I mean, let's talk about actually photojournalism in a way.
Okay.
You're depicting, you take a photo of I don't know, the Vietnam War, somebody dying or something. Is that art in a way? Because you're capturing that moment. A lot of people would argue that the photographs that they take can be
offensive to certain people.
They could be offensive to certain people or something. And could you see a point where you would include that kind of stuff in a game? Would it be okay to include actual pictures of dead people dying if there was a message behind it or something?
The ultimate debate of fiction and nonfiction. At the end of the day, you're making a game that games are fiction. So,
but they can be.
Well, there is nonfiction games.
Sure.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Sure.
Very true.
Can you think of a game that this would be appropriate in or something? Or could you imagine a game that this would be appropriate in?
If it was a game about that exact event, then I guess. Yeah. But even then, the creator of the game would have to make a strong argument as to why it was necessary, in my opinion.
Well, it gets scary when it crosses into the murder, right? I just really quickly, I was going to say that, in Watchmen, right, they recreate the, nurse kissing scene with two of the right that's iconic. I guess I brought this up because I've seen this kind of recreation in art a ton, but I'm struggling right now to think of instances when it's a murder recreated.
It's not. It's a touchy subject. It's murder and stuff, of course. But I don't know. I can imagine some kind of educational game or something where they're trying to make a point about it, but not a game for necessarily entertainment in a way. And that's what this is. It's a storytelling game in a way. So I don't know.
So, Becky, were you going to say something?
Pretty much just around the same lines as that.
Okay.
Yeah, this is them we need a dead body for a security guard. I mean, at any point they could have grabbed an employee and asked him to lay on the floor and take a picture.
I think that would have been easier too.
Yeah. So,
like,
you know.
bro, get over here and lay on the floor and let me spill some ketchup on you. We'll be good.
Well, that's where I'm saying, I guess, like, having mechanisms in the future, like, hey, if we need art or inspiration or whatever for, like, things that fall under these 3 umbrellas, here's what you do. Like, sensitive topic.
So,
umbrellas.
How do you prevent this, though, in a way that I've been told to find a picture of somebody on the, like, that's probably not even a good way to start, I guess. So, like, I've been told to depict a murder or something, and you go to open source photos. Do I need to perform a image search on that photo to make sure it's not connected to some real life event? Is that what people are expecting of the person completing that Asana task?
Yeah. I mean, like, in a way, because, like, here's the thing, is that there's been issues, like, on Twitter with, like, trending hashtags where, like, a fashion company used a hashtag that was trending, and it was actually a hashtag about, like,
I remember this.
Some, like, disaster, some murder, or something. Like,
God.
I wish I knew what it was, but it was something horrible. And they didn't realize it because it was something that they thought they could pull off with their, like, dresses. And
wow.
It's things like that where you just have to be aware. Like, you should, if you're pulling anything from the internet, you should probably just double check its background.
Yeah, good basic rule to follow. Well, and this is making me think of, do you remember that, like, it was a terrible photo of a little boy, like, washed up dead on the beach? So it's getting dark. But all these artists made, like, beautiful, like, heart-wrenching stuff, like, with that photo as the base.
Yeah.
So, but that's, again, like, the context of it, right? And, like, knowing that you're making a statement about it. So
Exactly.
Are you looking up the thing, Joe? The fashion thing?
Well, one of them was Kenneth Cole. I don't think this was the one that I remember. Maybe it was when Cairo was trending, and they said something like millions are in uproar with, like, in Cairo, rumor is they heard about our new spring collection. But
and hashtag Cairo was
Oh, yeah, I found it. It was for the Aurora shooting.
Yes.
God. So Celeb Boutique tweeted, hashtag Aurora is trending, clearly about our Kim K inspired Aurora dress. Shop here. And it was literally like when the shooting in Aurora, Colorado happened.
Oh,
and that's tough because you're one click away from understanding that you should not have made that tweet.
Yeah. I mean, at least, like, a picture takes, like, a little bit more effort because you got to go Google, you got to upload it, like, blah, blah. But,
it's not that much to ask, though.
But if it's something like a murder, like, if you Googled, like, dead body on the floor, like...
Yes. That check should be part of your process.
Yeah. If you're Googling, like, a puppy and you screw up and, like, that puppy was murdered or something, that's something where, like, you might have not known.
Well, I mean, it's possible, though, from all the sources of uploading, images on the net, that someone might have labeled that photo like dead body, and it came from a website of someone's blog that had nothing to do with this thing, and, like, someone who's just obsessed with pictures of dead bodies or some weird shit like that. And at some point I don't know, like, do you take every image that you find and then put it through, like, Google, like, the image IQ and, like, see if you can figure out what it was? If you ended up, I don't know. I'm trying to play I'm failing at playing devil's advocate on this one.
Well, no, it is hard to find what the image is related to, I suppose. I don't.
It's possible. Yeah. This is just a pretty big mistake.
Yeah.
Thanks for playing the devil's advocate on it, but I think it's good response, quick response, and hopefully they'll have a process.
It feels like one of those unfortunate mistakes that we can learn something from.
Absolutely.
That's a good way to put it.
And they already did immediately, so it's good. So all right, we are going to take a quick break, and then we'll launch right to the lightning round.
For you, the listeners of the Cheat Codes podcast, Audible is offering a free audiobook download and a 30-day free trial to give you the opportunity to try out their service. I use Audible almost every day on long runs, at the gym, or on commutes. Currently, I'm listening to Born a Crime by Trevor Noah. With a fantastic performance by the author, this book captures what life was like growing up in South Africa at the end of apartheid. I highly recommend it. So to take advantage of the offer right now, go to audibletrial.com/cheatcodes. That's audibletrial.com/cheatcodes for your free audiobook.
Okay, panel, it's time for the lightning round. Here's how it works. We're going to take 2 quick topics and then give each member of the panel a minute to chime in, mostly uninterrupted. At the end of each minute, Joe will award each panelist a quantity of some type of points based on wit, hilarity, and undertones of nihilism. So, Becky, it'll be up to you to give Joe whatever you think he deserves. So, get excited. Oh, geez. All right, the first topic. The internet and real people lost their shit over Szechuan sauce this past week. McDonald's brought the sauce back for one day in the U.S. after it was featured prominently on, a lot of Rick and Morty, and pretty much everything that could have gone wrong did. So Julia Alexander at Polygon reports that shipments didn't arrive on time, quantities were insufficient, fans waited in line for hours and ended up with nothing, and people drove from friggin' Canada just to get a shot at the sauce so that you can easily make it home. So what item from a TV show or movie would you drive to another country to wait in line for? Or your thoughts on whether or not McDonald's did this on purpose for publicity, or is this all some meta Justin Roiland joke about smart people not waiting in line for what is essentially soy sauce mixed with ketchup?
Wow.
Yeah.
Who's up?
Becky, you seem ready. You seem ready to tell us your thoughts on the sauce.
I don't get it. I would probably never drive to another country unless it was I don't know, a sword or something. But I'm weird. I like swords.
For swords.
So,
okay.
Things like that. Something that's huge, not freaking sauce. And, I definitely don't think it was Justin, doing the whole, smart people won't wait in line. I think this was all 100% McDonald's idea. And I think McDonald's... I think it's a mix of McDonald's trying to do this on purpose to create demand, and publicity. But I think at the same time, I think it was just someone managed this very poorly. I think it was just rushed to catch up, pun there. But I think it was a rush to just catch up with the show and try to gain publicity from it. And I think it just failed miserably.
Yeah, sounds likely.
It's a good use of time. That was almost exactly a minute.
Yeah,
nice. I was wait, I'm hitting that minute. I should just stop. Because I will go on for hours about this one.
I would like to award you 1 ticket to the next McDonald's sword show. It is on the other side of the country.
What would it be called? Miss McDraw? I don't know.
McStabby.
That's a potential episode title right there.
Yeah. Perfect. Nice. No, solid. Okay. Great. Nick, how about you?
Hey, how's it going?
Hi. Tell us about your sauce thoughts.
My sauce thoughts. Well, I'm going to go with what would I drive to another country for, but I guess it's not really a different country. It would be the future.
Oh.
And it would probably be Slurm.
Nice. Oh.
Because
why not?
Yeah, why not? I personally, Futurama was one of my favorites and everything, and the Slurm episode's fucking great. It's just what is the fucking snail's name? It's Slurms
McKenzie.
Slurms McKenzie.
The party worm.
Yeah.
Whatever.
How does he?
Is that all you want?
He's gonna go out he's lived, partied and everything. He just blocks the queen and she's coming down the tunnel, and it's great. It's made on people, I think, or something. No, Soylent Cola.
Oh my god.
Ew. Well, it seems like it would be a surge, a thick surge, is what I always imagine Slurm tastes like.
A thick slurge.
I don't know, just a thought.
Sludge more, maybe.
Yeah. All right.
Well, Nick, congratulations, because you got a golden ticket.
I got a golden ticket.
And you can get into Willy Wonka's Slurm Factory.
Oh, my God.
Where most of it's pretty depressing, actually.
Yeah.
Grunka lunka junkity dawsome. Drunkity sauce. Okay. Good.
Keep going with it.
Nope. That's some good. I'm going to go ahead in my minute.
All right.
Okay. So, first, I guess I'm just trying to think of things that I was disappointed about. I feel like they were advertised in a way and then they tasted not like that. So, first, Turkish Delight in like The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. I definitely thought it was more like marshmallowy, and it's not. It's it's so gross. And then also, I remember Hawaiian Punch commercials from the 90s when I was a kidlet. It was like, you crack it open and drink it, and you start dancing. And I wanted that. But it did not make me want to dance. Little Hawaiian Punch guy. But also, they should just put the sauce recipe in a Rick and Morty cookbook and make money and be done. That is a solution. Like, I was Googling around for, like, Rick and Morty sauce, or not, Szechuan sauce recipes, and it's just do it. Oh my God, make the money. What are you doing? Be organized. Exactly like Becky was saying. Get it together.
I'd like to offer you one link to let me Google that for you. Recipes for Szechuan sauce.
Oh, great.
Actually, I think most of America needed that because that's the reality of it. It's really easy to make.
Isn't Szechuan sauce what I get at Dozone on those pork dumplings?
No, it's okay.
Yeah, they're very simple recipes, not that. Okay, Joe, take us home on this one.
Hi. I love the episode of Rick and Morty. I love the idea of just like bringing back hype for no reason. I feel like that was their intention from the beginning, just to see maybe how far it would go. Like pick a chain, pick something that's gone, and like make a big deal out of it, and just see what your audience would do with that information. I really do feel like that was a social experiment on Justin Roiland's behalf. I think that's what he was doing, and he succeeded because not only did he create like an uproar of people who like wanted it, but he got McDonald's on board and they fucked it all up royally. And I think it's hilarious.
Royally.
I'm sorry. There's no better comedy than when life goes full circle and creates comedy for you. And like you just set up the dominoes and you let reality knock them down. And you laugh about it all the way to the bank.
Is everyone as terrible as I thought?
Justin Roiland. Yeah,
exactly.
They are.
Pulling it off.
Oh, what is it? You have a quick thought?
No, I just I really and I was like, oh, I shouldn't interrupt, but I really want to know, like, did Justin even make any money off of this?
I mean, all the way to the bank because, he has a show.
Yeah, because I was like, wouldn't it be McDonald's? Actually, they didn't either. I don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
Part of his plan to destroy the machine, maybe.
Oh, yeah.
So Becky, points for Joe for Joe's minute.
Oh God, I am not creative. I don't have enough booze in me. I award you a one-way ticket on the hype train.
No return ticket.
No,
there's nothing there when I get there.
Train to the bank, apparently.
Yeah. Oh, the bank hype train sounds fucking awesome.
Yeah. That was awesome. Nice. Okay. Here we go. We're done with the sauce. Onward to the sex time. So turns out sex and intrigue may be what it takes for a new coding language to catch on these days. Sex sells. Who knew? So Richard Shergwin, what is that name of the Register, reports that new coding language Fetlang, that is Fetlang, yes, syntax is not FetLife, is designed to read like, quote, poorly written erotica, end quote. Here's some quick examples. So if you need to access a value inside a chain, you need a bondage loop. If you want to exit, you have to call safe word. The developers noted that Fetlang is not recommended for production use for now. I can't imagine why. Quote, especially in medical and military applications.
Just gotta be explicit there.
They had to call it out. Okay. Yikes, right? So who is this for then? And alternatively, if you were going to make a new coding language, how would you tweak it for your own super niche audience? And also, what is your safe word? Maybe. Throw that into your minute. Think about it. Let that percolate. Oh, man.
Who's up? I can go.
Yeah, go ahead.
No.
Yeah. Joe, you do it. Yeah.
Pineapple!
Good. Okay.
Oh no. My safe word's eggplant. I just said pineapple for no reason.
Okay.
So, I think this is hilarious. I like the obfuscation code challenges that exist out there. And so if I could make a scripting language, it would be one where you would just repeat a symbol a number of times. And in fact, we dicked around with this at work one day, not on the clock. And it was just a certain number of smiley faces. So like one smiley face meant like integer, and then like 2 smiley faces was something else, and 3 smiley faces was something else. So we were able to actually make like compiling code that was just smiley. It's just a shit ton of smiley faces, but it actually did real things like print statements and stuff like that. So I'd probably do a language like that. I feel like these languages are just written by people who have too much time on their hands and they're bored and they're just having fun. And how much fun it is to read the code that you know does something useful in a language like this, especially one that can actually read like a novel, is fucking brilliant. Like I think that's fun.
That's so cool. Yeah.
All about it.
Nice minute.
Pineapple. Eggplant. Shit.
I don't feel like eggplant's a good safe word.
No, I know, because it's like the symbol for... Yeah, anyway.
Yeah. The only reason for that
it's
emoji
like, honey, pass
to
that
exist.
eggplant.
All right. Becky, you have thoughts on points for this pineapple loving...
Cacao!
Cacao! Yes!
This just absolutely amazes me. So when you linked me this, I literally started like going deeper and reading it because like I want to learn more. I want to know what I can do with it. It's just amazing. But for safe word, I like the first thing that's coming to mind is like zucchini for some reason. And I feel like that's also probably just like eggplant.
Only phallic items.
Yeah. I mean, here's the
Hot
problem
dog.
with safe words is that like any word in the English language can be turned sexual. I swear to God,
Yes.
everything. And so there is no safe words. I think
That's
the
fair.
safe word should be safe word.
Safe word, safe word.
That'd be universal.
I feel like that works.
Yeah. Wow, you just solved one of humanity's greatest problems.
Exactly. Yes. Look at me go. And then as for what language I would want to make, oh God, that's hard. Probably something with cats. I'd have to do like different meows and mews or something because I'm weird and I'm a cat lady.
A few hisses.
Yeah, a few hisses in there.
Nice.
Yeah.
See puss puss. Ugh,
Yeah.
I hate myself.
That was what I was gonna award her.
No, I'm so
I
sorry.
mean, I'm good. That's what you get. Or yeah, you get meow sharp.
Yeah. Perfect. Congratulations.
Perfect.
Oh my God, we can't turn it off.
It is
was
the
good minute.
perfect language for your needs.
Oh my God. I'm
I
sorry.
approve.
I'm glad. It's awesome. You win.
Okay, I'll go ahead, I guess. So, I really want like a Shakespearean insult one, or like Shakespearean phrases.
That'd
Yeah,
be
how
cool.
cool would that be, right? But even as I started thinking about it, like, okay, it's just sort of like an interchangeable skin, kind of. So what I want to see is someone who can create a system that like creators from everywhere. Some will be terrible people, but like you can just put in whatever lexicon you put together, and like change it at will, and then you could like whenever, and then it makes like coding fun. Like like a Shakespearean one would make me more inclined to like want to code, like get more into coding. So I'm just thinking of it as like educational tool, maybe getting people on that train. And then I would like a safe phrase. It's my request instead of a safe word, and it would be. It has to be something you would like never say, right? So, I love the patriarchy would be mine. That's how you know. Stop. I don't want this.
You got to get all that out though. That's a long phrase.
Yeah. Well.
Okay. I would like to award you a new stream that we should probably all do called Twitch Writes a Scripting Language.
Oh my God. Yes.
A community-driven scripting language where in the chat they define individual pieces however they want, and eventually
Yes. This is amazing. Can we do this?
sure.
Okay.
I'm on it.
Awesome.
That would actually be kind of fun.
Yeah. Sounds
Yeah.
really fun.
I'm all in for that.
Yeah. Okay. We're gonna make this happen. Thank you. That's like the best minute gift ever. Okay, Nick, take us home.
Hey, how's it going? Let's see. All the good ones are taken. We got the emoji language already. The Dr. Doom language, where it's just different variations of Doom. So it's like Doom, 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 but they're all like spelled in different ways or something.
Like different capitalizations.
Yeah. So I guess this has probably already been done, but I'd like to see a cookbook language where you would like eggs equals 2, stir for 30 seconds or something, and you would actually be able to script things like that. So I haven't thought much about it. I would be surprised if it doesn't exist already, where you could just have everything be, I don't know, like you got cook or. There's plenty of cooking words. I'm not very good.
Except for the ones I can't think
saute,
of.
Cook, bake, saute, like stir, blend, and you could do all these cool. There's plenty of different adjectives or adverbs and verbs and stuff in cooking that you could just use. Yeah.
Oh, that sounds cool.
Sounds tasty.
Yes.
All right, I'd like to award you that scripting language. Whisk 1.2. Enjoy. It's a competitor of Swift.
Yeah, Whisk.
Yeah.
Perfect. All right. Well, hopefully we'll all have the little languages of our dreams someday.
We can make them. There's no one
Yeah,
stopping us
we
from doing this.
Yeah.
I want to make a language called lazy, one that I don't make.
It's called Do It Yourself.
Yeah.
Lacy or lazy?
Oh, I don't
Bring
know.
it
Like,
back.
I want to make a scripting language called laser, but it's
There we go.
spelled with a Z because it should be.
Yes, correct.
Exactly.
All right, we're done. Episode 153 is over. So yeah, thanks so much for joining us today, Becky. It was really great to have you.
No problem. No problem at
and
all.
OMG laser kittens.
Yes.
Z.
Kittens has an S. The laser has the Z.
So yeah, thanks for jumping on board this week, and good luck to you with the future with Riot and all. It's really exciting. So yeah, and thank you, dear listener, for taking an uncomfortable trip back to the 90s cartoons with us for an hour. So please hit us up at ohmygosh.cheatcodespodcast.com.
Sorry.
That's not the website.
On Facebook, on Twitter, and get in on the conversation. If you tweet at us, we'll probably tweet right back at you. Also, be sure to check out our Patreon page. You too can become a patron for as little as $2 a month. So thanks to everyone who's jumped on board so far, and we'll see you next week. So until next time.
Waterproof eye makeup is so important, Dar. And glitter. I'm really into glitter these days. It makes everyone feel like a star. Are you getting this, Dar? Why don't you read me back your notes?
Okay, what am I doing here? How am I going to get through this? Dear God, help me.